dream last night. A vision. I saw a world full of people. Everybody was dancing and screaming loud. They were just there to listen to the music. It was deep. It was underground. Let's turn the world into a dance floor.
Are you guys ready for a state of trance? Put your hands in the air, come on!
This is a State of Trance podcast.
Yes, and welcome once again to this brand new podcast. My name is Ruben Ronde in the studio today with Giuseppe Ottaviani.
Hello.
Welcome. It's your second time already in the podcast.
I think so, yeah.
So a little disclaimer, if you want to hear everything about the past and everything how Giuseppe became Giuseppe where he is right now, make sure to check out the other podcast with Giuseppe Ottaviani, because we're not going to discuss anything of that today.
No, thanks.
Because today it's all about this piece of music, Horizons, and the on-air mix that you just released.
Yeah.
Starting at the beginning, because last time you were here was with the release of Horizons Part 1 or 2. Was it part 1?
No, that was part 1. Yeah.
Part 1 actually. And that was you were premiering that music before it came out.
Yes.
Which was a little bit of a shocker, I guess.
For everybody.
Because you went from proper banging to
progressive.
Also proper banging, but in a lower BPM and progressive.
Yeah. That kind of range.
What was the reaction of your fan base on dropping that album here on the show?
Well, my first thought was, okay, they're gonna hate me for this.
Yeah.
No, honestly, reaction was great. I didn't expect that. Like, they loved it straight away from the first tune. Like, it looks like whatever you do, they just love it. But no, I mean, I was impressed because, they loved every single tune, and then they even didn't mention like, okay, but where is the uplifting mixes? Yeah. They just accepted and really enjoyed the tunes as I made them.
Yeah.
And that, let's say the request for the uplifting mixing came at a later stage.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, I was really happy because that's something that I felt during the lockdown in Italy, and where I didn't really feel to make any banging stuff because there was no dance floor to play that kind of music. So I definitely slowed it down and something more chilled, more relaxed, and that's the idea for the album basically. So it was kind of a natural change. And the other thing that I noticed is that no one asked me, "Oh, are you changing your sound? I mean, is it like you're leaving the uplifting world for..." No, nobody asked. They just were enjoying what I was doing. And they still do this way.
I love it.
Yeah.
Because when we were talking last time, I also asked you the question, are you going to play this in your sets? And you were very hesitant at the moment. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I remember just when you dropped that mix on here, you posted something on Instagram, and I'll remember that you were sitting in your hotel room making an uplifting mix of Fade Away just to play it in your set.
Yeah.
Because you were hesitant to play the original, I guess.
Well, usually my gigs, it's always been like, peak time show. So, and of course, I always play 1 hour and 30 minutes, bang out from the start till the end. So those mixes were kind of impossible for me to play. Mm-hmm. And of course, I had to make some very quick edit for, like an uplifting. What you seen
up tempo.
Me doing in the hotel room basically was just bringing up the tempo, changing the sound, make it a little bit harder kick drum, different bass. So just making the 138 uplifting mix of every track I was releasing, because I wanted to play the track. Mm-hmm. There was no way back then to play the original. So,
and then also correct me again if I'm wrong, you went to Miami playing the Treehouse.
Yeah,
that was probably the first time where you actually played the slower down stuff.
Yeah, because they asked me if I could play a longer set. I did a 3-hour set. Mm-hmm. And that gave me the opportunity to test for the first time, kind of the first time.
And what happened?
They loved it. And above all, I loved it.
Yeah.
It was great building up the night, from a very low tempo for me, which is kind of a 126, bringing up to 135 eventually around the end of my set. Now that was just something different, like some fresh air in my personal music. So
fresh on air.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm made it.
You did it.
I did it. No, because it's funny to me because, like I said, in the first time you were here, when you were dropping the album, you were very hesitant to playing that music. And now I see your Instagram posts and whatnot. You play a lot of longer hours, a lot of longer sets, and you're actually playing the stuff that you were supposed to play, and it works.
It does, yeah. And I'm really loving it, honestly. Yeah. So I kind of play, a few of the Horizon tunes, like the original mixes in the early of my set. And then I play a few of the upliftings towards the end of my set, because that's the entire spectrum. But yeah, I mean, the thing is that, I started with Fade Away as a first uplifting tempo mix. And then I just kept doing the same thing for every single release. And suddenly
you have an album again.
You have a new album now.
So that's really how the on-air concept came about. You were just making all these uplifting versions, or up-tempo versions.
Yeah, on-air is what I used to call all my, whenever I made an album, I never really, apart from the Evolver album, which was supposed to be all uplifting tunes. And even my previous album, they were a bit slower tempo. So I always made an uplifting version called On Air.
Yeah.
And that's back then when I had my Go On Air radio show. So I just kept, calling these mixes On Air mix, and because everybody recognized this. So yeah. And now we have Horizons Part 3 On Air mixes. There you go.
Yeah, and it's not even. Did you remix all of the tracks that are featured on it?
Not every single track made it, because there are a few tracks that I felt like I don't want to touch this. There's no point. Like, there are no elements that inspire me to make an uplifting tempo mix. So, for example, Tree of Souls, my collaboration with Hypertone, that didn't make it.
No,
just because I love the original. I just played the original in my sets, in my longer sets.
And in the end, the Go On Air mixes are for your shorter sets, basically.
Yeah, basically, yeah, exactly.
So it's DJ Tools that became an album.
Correct.
Okay,
pretty much. Yeah.
Interesting. That's a nice way to work around. And releasing 3 albums in 1 year.
Yeah. You know what?
I still can't believe it, man.
Can you believe the original idea was a 12 tracks album?
Yeah.
So basically,
that was Horizons Part 1, and that was it.
No, that was just a new album.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay, let's make a new album. 12 tracks. That's a good number for it's a standard number for an album.
Yeah.
And then I came out with 18 tracks already, and then I came out with another 15 remixes of the album. So that's quite a lot of stuff coming out from my studio.
Happy A&R. That's so weird.
Exactly.
I love it. Now, well, so the release is out this month, this week actually. While you're listening to this, it's already out. That means, is the Horizons, did it become a trinity, or is this it? This is it?
3 is the perfect number. So yeah.
So Horizons is done.
Yeah, it's done. Yeah. The Horizon cycle ends now.
Yeah. Is it going to be like Star Wars? Is it going to be a prequel? So we're going to have, this was episodes 4, 5, and 6, and now we're going to have 1, 2, and 3 of Horizons.
Well,
no,
not sure.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know. So what's going to happen next? Because now you have the Horizons out of your way. I wouldn't call it out of your way, because people can listen to this endlessly.
Yeah, it's out of my studio.
It's out of
my way in kind of a studio meaning. Yeah, of course. So now I'm free. My studio is free to start something new, something fresh. I mean, not fresh, because Horizon's pretty fresh, but
it is, yeah.
Something else. Because, producers are always ahead of times.
Yeah.
Because, listeners, they get the final product, but the product takes 12 months.
So let me pick your brain. You made this album throughout the lockdowns, of course.
Yeah.
Like, you were sitting in your studio. There was nothing to do, no dance floors. The last year, I don't know how many shows did you do?
Quite a few, yeah.
Neil, how many shows did he do? Just asking Neil, his manager. 70 shows.
A lot, yeah.
That's normal. Especially because at the beginning of the year, there was still a lot of lockdowns, actually. So you picked out the pace. You played a lot of main stages, a lot of festivals.
Yeah.
What kind of inspiration did you pick up for the next 12 months?
Well, I will definitely focus again on playing, of course, peak time main stages with my more banking stuff. So that means I will keep making banking stuff.
Yeah.
Up tempo as well. I also love play longer sets and clubs, and those will cover also my kind of a progressive, slower tempo side of me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this album, it's not a one-off. I will continue producing the sound, but also just making sure that I'm telling this to my fans. I'm not leaving the uplifting world because, of course, I love that and I need that. It's part of my, it's part of my sound. So I just do more different, a wider range of music. Let me put it like this, where I can be able and flexible to play shorter set, big time, or longer set, extended set. Like, for example, I did my very first 4 hours set in Argentina last weekend. That was my first time playing such a long set. So
normally you would fly in, do 1 hour, 1.5 hour, 2 hours, and gone again.
It's always like this. Yeah. It's really unusual for me to play longer sets. But since I'm doing this, through this year, like in Miami, I play longer set in Houston, Dallas. I mean, I'm loving it because you can really bring people into a journey. So you don't just need to show up, make everybody scream in 1 hour. You can actually, relax and see people just dancing. Yeah. They don't need to go mad in every single track you make. So just enjoy the music. And Argentina was the case. Like, I was dancing, enjoying the music. People was dancing, enjoying the music. Not need to scream every drop because I don't play all drops.
No.
In 4 hours, of course, you can't just bang it out from start till the end. You will, crush the crowd. And you will crush your ears as well.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, it's something different, something that I'm really enjoying. And the thing is that, let me say this. Not sure if that makes sense for you, but basically, when the EDM blew up in 2012, around that period, it was so different that I was like, I'm not sure about this sound, so I just keep doing my little thing, just keep going, right? Sound wise, right now, if I look around, I have to say I love everything I see. Everything is happening musically right now. I just love it. For example, I love this lower BPM stuff and progressive sound, like, for example, say Artbot.
Yeah.
Or
slow trance.
Yeah, well, I know. That's why I like it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm coming to this point. Okay. I'm coming to this point in a second. I like the harder techno stuff, like Maddox, for example.
Yeah.
I like what it's called now, the Future Rave, David Guetta and Martin. I love that. Of course, I like the uplifting as always, but there is one thing in common all these new genres have: melody.
Yeah.
And that's where it really appeals to me.
It's no more one bar.
It's no
one bar melodies or one bar.
No, exactly. It's actually melody. It's actually music.
Yeah.
That's why I'm really into all this different stuff right now, and I'm so excited about the future because, I'm loving what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I agree 100% with you. Like, if I listen to what you're saying, the recent Arbet stuff, or anything that's happening in that spectrum, what Marcus Schisso is doing with Thomas Sachs at Anime, that's nuts. It's very melodic, and it feels to me like back in 99, 98, I'm old, so I can say that, it was like a whole revival of melodies happening again. Like, even in England right now, you have proper 1997 trance coming up again, like Signum. People are playing Signum in their sets again.
Yeah.
I love that.
And you know what I'm doing, talking about this, talking about the 90s? Because, of course, I grew up with the Eurodance from the 90s.
Yeah.
What I'm doing now...
Let's go.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, I'm
Two Brothers on the Fourth Floor?
Yes.
You played that. I saw you play
that comes from Hyperton.
Okay.
I just made my edit for my live shows. But, for example, we made together a bootleg of Hadway.
What is Love? Yeah.
I'm doing all this thing also, all these bootlegs in my set. I just made what I played Dream State a couple of weeks ago, and I made don't know if you remember DJ Bobo, Somebody Dance With Me, which is already a cover of another track, of course, but 90s were all about covers, and I'm playing all this stuff because I feel like I want the new generation to feel how I felt in that era. That was my sound I grew up with. Now I'm trying to bring that sound into, of course, a new dress.
Yeah, because people on the dance floor have never heard that before.
Exactly.
And it's proven hits.
Yeah. So
I
just love to mix all these things together.
Is that something that you want to do in the next year then? Bring them back to life, some of these, and actually release them?
Yeah, why not? I mean, when I do bootlegs, I never think about releasing those bootlegs.
You have them for your sets.
Not even sharing. I mean, if you ask me, I'm not going to give it to you.
Well, while we're doing this, I just stole your laptop and USB keys.
I have a USB. No, but that's the point. I just do it for my shows, so I don't even think about releasing. I just do whatever I want to do for my shows, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe why not? Who knows? In 2023, it's all doable.
Yeah, but to be honest, that's why I enjoy, because I was there at Dream State and I heard a couple of those tracks, and I hear some. That's the funny thing about your sets. You always have like a little surprise in your sleeve that you're like, okay, play this really weird rework. Not weird, but awesome rework of tracks that I didn't expect. I'm like, what?
Yeah, but that's the point of the Live 3.0 show. I always bring 85% of the music brand new every single show. And this is also why it takes me a lot of work, like at least 15 days in the studio to prepare a Live 3.0 show.
Yeah.
Not just to prepare it technically, but to prepare the music, because I want every show to sound, different as much as possible.
Because the 3.0 shows are only on special occasions.
Yeah, definitely. I can't do this every week. It's just impossible. The thing is that, once I've done the premiere of the show, then of course I just wrap this music and play my DJ sets.
Yeah.
And but that comes afterwards.
And now you decided to do longer sets as well, which also takes a long time to prepare.
Well, not really. I just crawl around looking for good music. I mean, there is a lot of good music, just the music that I personally like.
Yeah.
So I'm playing music from other people finally.
That's a first.
Because I mean, in shorter set, I just play my own productions.
Because people expect that.
Because people expect that.
Because if you don't play one tunes, they're gonna be like on the social media, he didn't play this track, he sucks.
Yeah.
That's how the world works right now.
Yeah, well, your fans are like, in a second, I love you, Giuseppe. Then you don't reply, I hate you.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that also, to be honest.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Happens all the time.
Yeah, so exciting times, lots of fresh new music, a lot of inspiration for the next year.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Well, I have a couple of more questions actually that were submitted through social media, of course, starting with Pure WSM Dan. That's a philosophical question. Have you kept your dreams alive? Looking at your t-shirt.
Yeah, true. Apparently, yes, but I'm a believer that the best is yet to come.
Okay.
So my dreams just keep.
Do you
keep dreaming?
Do you work with a bucket list in your head, like certain goals that you want to achieve?
Not really. I don't really have a plan. I just really go with the flow. But I just want. I don't know. I just feel like trying to achieve bigger results, and by results I mean the point of doing this kind of job, this kind of life for me is to share my music with a lot of people, as many people as possible. So I want to increase, of course, the number of people I'm sharing my music. So that comes from gigs, comes from releases, Spotify, whatever. I just want to share my music with more and more people. So I don't really have a definite goal. It's just keep going.
Yeah. And release as much music as you can to as many people as you can.
Yeah. That's the thing. I really want to share the love for the music that I have with as many people as possible. So there is no limit. Say, oh, okay, that's it, done. No, it's just an ongoing thing.
I guess it has to do with a lot of passion for music.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Thomas Kasprovic wants to know, what is your all-time favorite track?
All-time favorite track is the one that brought me into this world. There was William Orbit Adagio for Strings, Ferry Corsten remix. When I've heard the track, I was like, oh, what's this? I like it. And that kind of made decide me to start making that type of track, because before I was I was a mess. I was just a mess.
He was a mess.
Just playing and producing all different stuff. Like I was really into techno, like a really hard and dark techno. But I also was playing, like as I said before, Eurodance. I was playing local clubs. I did play Barbie Girl. I'm not proud of this, but I did several times. That was the best tune.
So Giuseppe,
just to tell you,
Live 4.0 is going to have Aqua Barbie Girl on there.
Please,
we have it here. Oh, it was a banger.
Just to tell you that I've been into different.
And
things.
then you heard Adage of Strings, and then you were like, it clicked.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay, we have to share that news with Ferry as well.
I think he knows it. If it doesn't, fine.
Ferry's a godfather, to be honest.
Yeah.
Paul Zhang 517 wants to know what inspired you to make the album Horizons and the new sounds and energy. Well, that's what you already explained.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just that being in lockdown, no dance floors.
Yes.
And then you heard other music from other people and you were inspired.
This is a big point, right? I had a lot of free time, and this free time allowed me to discover new people. Like, for example, I think I told you before, I became a big fan of Bam Bomber.
Yeah, Bam Bomber, yeah.
I never heard about him before.
Yeah.
But not because it's my fault, because I'm always busy with my own thing.
So you don't do your homework, let's say, and listen to other music.
No, I don't, because it's just too busy. Touring, producing, I'm busy with what I'm doing, and I'm like this. I'm just doing my stuff.
Yeah.
So having a bit of more freedom and free time allowed me to discover different people, like Tin Licker, amazing.
Yeah. So let me ask you, do you have time right now to discover new music?
No. I'm back.
So it's like a portal that went open for new music. It inspired you, and now you're so busy that you had to close it.
I know. But that, that taught me that I need to give time to discover new music and new artists, because it can't be just me, myself and I.
And you need input to create output.
Yeah. I always get inspired from other people's music, because, there is always something new to learn from me. There is always new inspiration coming from other great producers. And I think that's how music evolves. You get inspired from someone, you kind of, get those elements into your own production. Mm-hmm. Then eventually you inspire other people from you that you've been inspired from the others. I mean, it's kind of a cycle going on. And I really believe this is how music evolves every time.
And the funny thing is, if you see one of us on a festival, we stand on the dance floor and we're not dancing, but we're looking and listening, that's what happens.
Yeah.
We're listening to music and you're like,
Producer's life.
How did he do that? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're not enjoying the music. It's just that because we're analyzing stuff, we're like, how did he do this?
Correct.
Interesting. So yeah, we're having a good time, but just in a different way. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Vicious Code wants to know, who would you like to collaborate with? You haven't yet.
I have few people I'm looking for. I think one of the guy that I really want to collaborate is Ilan Bluestone. Mm-hmm. We became good friends. We love the music. We're sharing music.
Yeah.
I think it's the right time now.
Yeah.
Especially,
I've been talking with Elon for about 6 or 7 years now to create something together. So
yeah, it's been 2 years for me.
We're getting there eventually. Elon, if you're listening, there's 2 guys here that want to work with you, just so you know. And Lena 69 Luca always has good questions. She wants to know if you weren't a music producer or DJ, what would you like to do?
Well, this is a very hard question, but I like technology. Back in the day, I used to even be an electrician, but I love more electronics more than just being like an electrician. So I don't know, some sort of engineer or something. I can't really say now, but I love all technology related things. I still kind of build my gadgets for my house, and like a smart house and all this stuff. In my free time.
Your free time, yeah.
Apart from my job and my family, so there's not much of a free time.
Well, that explains a lot, because when you tour, for example, with the 2.0 and the 3.0, I remember that you sent me a message because the 3.0 was, you're going to play here in the studio for the first time, I think, one of the first times. And you sent some pictures of the suitcase that you were working on.
Yeah.
Putting everything in and make it sure that you were able to travel with it.
Yeah, well,
that's the technology side of things, I guess.
Yeah, it is. And I built, and I designed that myself. I built it. The 3.0 actually, I designed I made the project for this, and then some company built the suitcase because that's out of my repertoire. But no, I mean, yeah, of course, and it's always you always need to fix something. So of course you need to be into that kind of stuff. Otherwise, it will be impossible to have some technician taking care of your stuff every single day.
Yeah, and somehow you managed to do it. So
I just enjoy it.
yeah, insane. Sebastian Sanchez, interesting question. What is your biggest fear?
Biggest fear? Oh man,
Yeah.
like right now it's just getting injured and not being able to fly and play, which is why I'm not doing crazy sports.
Yeah.
For example, like
No skiing.
no skiing. Yeah, exactly. Not skiing or something that doesn't allow me to just go and play, because that's what I really want to do. I just want to play. So imagine like breaking a knee. You stay at home for a month, like 1.5 months or something. That would be like a mentally disaster for me. So that's one of my biggest fear.
We've done it enough already, staying home. Let's not go back to that. No, I understand what you mean. Like you don't want to put yourself in a situation that you have like a serious injury.
Correct.
That's
I
a
mean,
good
I bring the family skiing, of course, but I just go there for the food.
I like that also. Transcyclopedia wants to know, do you still like pineapple on pizza? Otherwise, we have to change our shirts. There's something in there probably that you...
Oh yeah, they gave me the t-shirt. I love it. Yeah,
Yeah?
I do like. I've been lying to everybody for years, pretending, defending the original Italian pizza, but actually, I really like pineapple pizza.
It's delicious.
It is.
It is.
It is.
So good.
So
the combination of something sweet and salty. And
It is. Sorry, guys.
Don't hate on it. The last one already. It's an interesting question. When the inevitable robot takeover times come, okay, so AI takes
Soon.
over. What song has the best chance of teaching robots feelings? That's a question of Galactic Glitch.
I don't know. The first thing that pops up to my mind is like Daft Punk Technology. For some reason, maybe because I have the video in my head playing. Yeah.
AI taking
by
over.
the way, I made a nice bootleg out of that.
Okay. You can only hear that also in the which set? The 3.0, 4.0,
5, 6,
5.0, including
no.
Aqua Barbie Girl.
Yeah, don't say that. Don't bring me into this. But no, yeah, I mean, no, I've been I made it like a few years ago already. I've been playing this a lot. I should play this again. It's a good one.
Well, Galactic Glitch, you made sure that Daft Punk is coming back into the sets of Giuseppe.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
Why not?
Well, once again, congratulations on the album.
Thank you
The
very much,
CD,
Ruben.
CD just got released also, right?
And also,
The vinyl's coming.
yes,
That's something.
I can't wait.
Me neither, man. I love vinyl so much. Which tracks did you pick for the vinyl?
Few of those. I mean, not
How many
not-
tracks? Is it like a two
I'm talking
vinyl?
about how many? All 15.
All 15 are on the vinyl.
No way. Why you didn't tell me this?
Well, all 15, but I'm looking at
Okay.
18 here, I know. So, Neil, you have to explain yourself a little bit.
Sorry, it's the 18 of the original album mixes are on the vinyl.
Okay.
It's a double. It's a double vinyl.
Is it extended versions? That's always the question. that comes. Shorter versions.
It's. I guess it's more something you collect,
Okay.
not to play out at gigs
Okay.
for your home.
Or you just have to mix real quick.
Yeah, well, every track starts with an intro, so I'm not sure you can really mix it. But yeah,
There's always a way.
good luck.
Good luck. Well, thank you so much, Giuseppe, for dropping by. The last podcast of 2022. And we're rounding up 3 albums this year.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, we have to get you back in the show next year once again. So we have to come up with an excuse. So
I will get the excuse for you. No worries. I'll find out something.
thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for this year. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and see you next year for a new podcast. See ya. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in. To check full episodes of A State of Trance for free, simply visit arminradio.com. A State of Trance returns next week.